Hello, you're watching TVP World Talks. I'm Jonas Szewski. Israeli forces have intercepted the so-called Freedom Flotilla, a group of ships manned by activists, lawyers and politicians heading for Gaza with humanitarian aid on board. As a result, pro-Palestinian street protests erupted across cities in Europe and beyond, with an equally intense dispute raging on concerning the legality of Israel's action. Joining us here today to explore the issue is Witold Repetowicz, Research Fellow at the Casimir Pulaski Foundation. Hello and welcome to TVP World.
Hello, good morning.
So first of all, we have protests in many cities, including in Warsaw, although on a slightly smaller scale, in support of the flotilla. Would you say that in this regard, the flotilla has done its job, namely raising awareness of the situation in Gaza?
Well, I think that there was awareness already before, and there was no need to organize this flotilla for this purpose. But of course, this purpose was the goal of this flotilla, because for sure it was not providing aid to Palestinians, because the amount of this aid in this flotilla was actually nothing. Regarding the protest, I think that at least if we talk about the protest in Warsaw, attacking the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and drawing drawing something at the windows and so on, this is completely unacceptable, and this serves nothing regarding Palestinian cause. And what is much more important now is the deal supporting the deal that is on the table. This deal, I mean the proposition, Trump's proposition. However, it is not excellent. These propositions are wholes, but still ending this war is something that is most important. And actually, I don't know regarding those protests what European governments should do more about Palestine. For example, Poland. Poland recognizes Palestine. So we in September several countries recognized Palestine. That angered Israel, but actually, this is not important. That Israel was angered by this recognition.
Wouldn't you say that the Polish recognition is somewhat asymptomatic? I mean, Poland has recognized Palestine a while ago. That was, I believe, even before 1989. So before the Polish governance system has changed from, the communist era to the era of democracy. But Poland isn't normally making any sort of open statements concerning the situation there, right?
Yeah, but on the other hand, I know personally the former ambassador to Palestinian Authority, who recently finished his job, and he was awarded by the Palestinian Authority very high. He was recognized. His work was recognized by the Palestinian side. So I would not say that Poland has neglected, that Polish diplomacy has neglected this issue and could do something more about the Palestinian issue.
No, I'm just saying that compared, to the statements being made by countries like France, this is not going to make such an impact, because it has been there already and doesn't have that much significance. But coming back to the flotilla itself, now, since you've mentioned that the amount of aid was rather small and that it wouldn't have made that much of a difference, would you say that this was primarily about trying to draw attention to the situation, and that in this regard, when Israel says it was provocative, then it was meant to be, right?
Yeah,
it was meant to generate a response.
Israel is calling provocative or anti-Semitic actually all critics of its actions. So already long time ago, Israel somehow devaluated the notions like provocation or anti-Semitism. Of course, it exists, but if, for example, if now Israel claims that there were some links between this flotilla with Hamas, so this is not reliable because Israel lost its reliability through airing such stupid propaganda as, for example, the films in internet that allegedly the restaurants that were published in internet in August, the restaurants in Gaza.
So downplaying the plight of civilians, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this was so stupid propaganda that played only on negative to Israel. So now
Israel is not helping itself. Like Israel acting in this way is, in a certain way, it's not helping its own image, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
The number of casualties and the very strict approach to the situation there.
Yeah, Israel did not take any action when there were some incidents that were clear violation of law. For example, when a Polish citizen was killed, Damian Sobol, from the Humanitarian organization. So they didn't take any action. So this credibility is now non-existent.
What about the other side, though? Because if countries of Europe and beyond, that activist groups as well, they want to advance the cause of Palestinian civilians, shouldn't they renounce Hamas because of Hamas being a terrorist group that started it all? I mean, before the current situation in Gaza, there were over 1,000 innocent Israeli civilians killed by that infamous raid by Hamas terrorists. I mean, this is not something that we should ignore either, right?
First of all, Hamas, of course, is a terrorist organization, but this is also a curse on Palestinians. Hamas is not helping the Palestinian cause, and of course, Hamas should be renounced. But I don't think any European country that is accused by Israel that through the recognition of Palestine is helping Hamas. I haven't heard any politician, maybe some far left in France, Mélenchon and so on, but generally from the mainstream European politicians, I haven't heard any statement in support or in excuse, at least even in excuse of Hamas. So Hamas is, this is also the Israeli propaganda that equals criticizing Israel with supporting Hamas. This is not like this. So this is first thing. I'm not quite sure because I didn't follow how is this how is this position regarding the flotilla? But of course, I suggest that everyone should condemn Hamas, and support eliminating Hamas from the Palestinian future. However, we must also be realistic, and if we want to end the war, we must take into account what Hamas can agree to, and how Hamas can be made to surrender or to accept what they can accept. So of course, Hamas should be denounced and is denounced, and yet, what should be remembered that the power of Hamas was built thanks to Netanyahu actions, and that Netanyahu encouraged Qatar to finance Hamas, and this is also one of the reasons that this war is going on, because Netanyahu is afraid of investigations in Israel regarding his role into leading to this disaster on 7th of October.
So speaking of controversies, there are controversies regarding the legality of what Israel did with respect to this flotilla. How does the whole situation stand right now? Did it have the right to intervene in what is often said to be international waters?
In my opinion, this action was illegal, completely illegal, because it was in international waters. Israel could do such an action if there had been weapons on these vessels, but there was no weapons, and it was clear, and even Israel didn't accuse this flotilla of carrying weapons, so it was not a threat to in fact, it was not a threat to Israel national security. It was a threat to Israel image.
Why didn't it wait until the flotilla got closer to the coast, in which case they could say, oh, it's in our exclusive economic zone right now, or it's in our territorial waters right now? While there would still be certain doubts, they would have a stronger argument there.
Israel is showing continuously that they doesn't care international law. So I think this was another example to show that they doesn't care anything, because they will claim that every criticism is anti-Semitism.
But they said if it was all about aid, then aid could have been provided to Israeli forces on the Israeli coast, and then they would have taken this to Gaza. And the Israeli side says, well, you didn't do that. Instead, you chose to follow straight towards Gaza.
Yeah, of course. Well, on one hand, this aid, it is clear already for some time, at least from May, that this aid from Israel is not going in a proper way to Gaza, and what is Israel doing is, they are now providing aid, but to the southern, because they want to concentrate all the population in south in this ruins of Rafah, because this is a plan to expel Palestinians from Gaza.
So there are questions about how the aid is distributed. Unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Yeah, but on the other hand, of course, this flotilla was not about aid.
So as you said, it was about raising awareness. Witold Repetowicz was our guest today here on TVP World. Thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your insight. And I'm You're watching TVP World. Please stay with us for more.